Hello everybody, you're very welcome back to Law Hero. My name is Jen and I make videos about the law. And coming to you from sunny Ireland, if any of you are thinking of becoming a qualified lawyer in Ireland, if you're already qualified in your own jurisdiction, there's some exemptions to that. I'm going to talk to you today about the QLTT, the Qualified Lawyers Transfer Test. I get so many queries about this. I had notes up on it and then I took them down because I wasn't really looking after them, but now I have them back up again, so I want to talk to you about the exam. So the first question is, what is the exam? Qualified Lawyers Transfer Test, or the QLTT, is a structured and rigorous route for foreign qualified lawyers to become solicitors in Ireland. And it is overseen by the Law Society of Ireland. So the whole point of the QLTT is that it is a safeguard for professional standards while offering a fair means for qualified lawyers abroad to transition into Irish practice. And to sit the QLTT, you have to first obtain a certificate of eligibility from the Law Society of Ireland, and this affirms the applicant's qualifications and professional standing. I'm not an expert on that, but get in touch with the Law Society if you want to know more. When it comes to eligible jurisdictions, they include any EU and EFTA member states, New York with at least 1 year post-qualification experience, Pennsylvania with at least 5 years PQE, New South Wales and other Australian states where eligibility to practice in New South Wales exists, New Zealand, Scotland if you're a solicitor. Of course, solicitors from England, Wales and Northern Ireland, they follow a separate simplified process. And lawyers from non-designated jurisdictions must complete the full Irish solicitor training pathway, which includes the FE1s. So for the certificate of eligibility, you must submit a completed application form, an original certificate of good standing from each professional body dated within 3 months of submission, references from 3 referees meeting the Law Society's criteria, and official translation of non-English documents. This comes with an application fee of €100. Once submitted, the Law Society typically processes within 6 weeks, but could be longer than that. So what is the QLTT? It is an exam which comprises 6 written exams and 1 oral exam. Each paper has problem-based and essay-based questions, and the pass rate is 50%. The oral exam is around professional conduct. So what is it? It's a 15-minute exam. It'll ask you about solicitors' rules and the type of conduct. So let's talk about the written papers, and that's what I have ebooks on. I have ebooks on all written papers now. The first paper is constitutional and criminal or company law. So you may choose between constitutional law and criminal law, or constitutional law and company law. I have ebooks on all 3. The exam format requires answering 2 questions from section A, which is constitutional law, and 2 from either section B, criminal law, or section C, company law. The second paper is around contract and tort. Again, I have 2 ebooks for these. This paper assesses your foundational understanding of civil obligations in Irish law. Again, you must answer 2 questions from section A, contract, and 2 questions from section B, tort. Paper 3 is land law. It's 8 questions. You choose 4 out of the 8. Again, I have an ebook on this. Some subjects include ownership, transfer of property, co-ownership, mortgages, landlord and tenant law, succession law. The fourth paper though is probate and taxation. You have to answer 6 questions, 3 from section A, which is probate, and 3 from section B, which is taxation. And this is where you have your succession, like wills, intestacy, administration of estates. But then on the tax side, you have CAT, CGT, stamp duty, VAT, income and corporation tax. Paper 5 is solicitors' accounts, and this has its own marking scheme. So question 1 is 100 marks, and it's typically an extended accounting problem. Question 2 is 40 marks. It often deals with principles or regulatory compliance. Questions 3, 4 and 5 are all 30 marks. They're kind of shorter scenarios, and you have to attempt questions 1 to 3 and either question 4 or 5. Paper 6 is EU law. I have an ebook for that too. Again, you do 4 out of 8 questions, just like land law. And this is everything, basically: EU institutions, legislative process, the freedoms, supremacy of EU law, and all the case law that goes around with it. When is the QLTT held? Well, it's held twice a year, usually in June and November. So we call them the summer and winter sittings. Each paper runs over 3 or 4 hours, depending on the subject. You can take all 6 papers in one sitting, or you can stagger them. Timing is everything in the QLTT, and it demands a lot of careful planning. So that's why it's really important to understand the format, the marking scheme, allocate the right time, so proportionality of time allocation, especially for paper 5, where question 1 carries 100 marks. And of course, practice problem-based questions and essay-based questions. My ebooks have all the past exam questions and have the accurate information to answer them. For the 4-hour papers, you should be spending 1 hour per question. And if you exceed, your time limit, you're going to run the risk of failing, because, you need 50% to pass. So my notes are available on my website, lawhero.eu. And yeah, I also do like a 1 hour, like a kind of a 1 hour special if you want to talk to me about it. And yeah, it has all of the ebooks that you need to pass. And I can also do consultations as well if you want to see what your understanding is before you pass. So yeah, best of luck. And if you're planning on sitting the QLTT this year in 2025, I wish you all the best of luck, and stay in touch. Bye. Thanks.